What's up, everybody? This is Luther Glover here, baby. We at Luther Glover Workouts. So wanted to do a quick demo run through of what I would do for a athlete. In this instance, my guy, Mike Hutchingson. He's a pro, plays overseas. And the way I like to do my workouts is quite simple. I don't make it too complex. I'm gonna give you like a rundown of how I would simulate a typical sports performance workout for a basketball player. So the first thing I would usually do is, I got my guy here, we're gonna start with a hurdle warm up. The reason why I like to do hurdles is because it works your adductors, your hip flexors, everything dealing with getting the muscles ready to go, prepped, primed, and ready to hit legs in a very effective way. A lot of people, when they start training, they don't get the glutes activated before you do legs. I try to tell every athlete, anybody in general, where you do a female trying to work on your glutes, whatever, you have to get your glutes primed and ready. And this is a great workout for not just athletes, but anyone who's about to do an effective lower body workout or lower posterior workout, is to get the legs primed and warmed up. Right now he's doing over one, back one. Again, really hitting the adductors, the hip flexors. Usually we have like a lot of these different exercises for the hurdles. It is a workout and a warm up. People always laugh like, damn, this is really tiring, but it gets you better. Right now he's just doing skips. Again, every exercise on these hurdles are really effective for guys to work on their adductors, hip flexors, really prep the glutes for an effective leg workout. And right now he's gonna go through just 6 different movements that he does to get going. Usually we try to take about 5 to 10 minutes getting primed and ready to go with this this sequence. So on this particular hurdle drill, he's working on his hips, adductors, hip flexors again. Everything's the same thing. By doing this, I feel like a lot of basketball guys, to be honest, I really took this movement and these movements and exercises from track warm-ups, because a lot of track guys, if you're a track athlete, all my track athletes, hurdlers, non-hurdlers, they do these because they're really good for warming up the glutes, hips, hip flexors, all around. I know for myself, I can speak from experience when I was playing ball overseas, and I would do these for like, 2 to 3 days a week. Really got me strong, really got me more explosive. I noticed a lot with athletes nowadays, they don't focus on a lot of glute stuff, whether it's activation or gluteus maximus strength at all. It's always squats, and we kind of neglect the glutes. We neglect the lower posterior, whether it's the tibialis, the soleus, and of course, ankle mobility. We neglect those 3 things. We always focus on the major compound lifts, and we forget about those other exercises and those other movements we need to have an effective leg day to make us more explosive all around and hit every angle of the posterior. So now we're gonna, after we do this, usually, like I said, this usually goes about 10, 15 minutes. You sweating, you already tired, but guess what? This is just a damn warm up. So I like to use the trap bar because a lot of people, you can do so much stuff with the trap bar deadlift. The reason why I really like to do it, for one, it keeps Mike here, he's a taller guy. He keeps his back parallel, and he keeps his lower lumbar in neutral plane. And when he picks it up, he's gonna drive through his heels, push up, keep your chest down. And it teaches, a lot of people don't understand by doing this, it really teaches athletes, especially basketball players, to get in triple extension. You need that when you're going up for a rebound, you're going up for a dunk, a layup, whatever. You have to be able to get in a triple extension effectively. With this right now, we're just gonna imagine let's just say 315. So what I would do with Mike is he would do this for four reps. He's gonna go over here, do a depth drop to a broad jump to a box jump. What that's working on is force production, ground contact, and then onto the box, of course, is the end result. He's gonna go over here, he's gonna land, explode out for a broad jump to the box. And that would be like, he would do 4 sets of 4 reps over here. Like I said, if this was 315, we go with a moderate to heavy load. Over here, he's gonna go 4 reps of 3 or 4 reps of 2. So that's how I would do the first block, block A. All right, the next movement we're gonna work on, block B, is what I would do is now we focus on more of a unilateral movement. Every athlete, every sports that I try to target, no matter what it is, baseball, basketball, football, I try to do some kind of a unilateral movement. I think that's one of the things that a lot of coaches and trainers miss nowadays in their programming. They don't do a lot of like unilateral movements. So, and the way I do it is, I wanna, no matter what I do, if it's upper body, lower body, we're gonna incorporate some kind of unilateral movement. In this case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a Bulgarian split squat with heavy weight. What I usually like to do is we'll go 4 sets of, let's say, 5 repetitions each leg, and then we superset that 4 sets of 5 with 4 sets of, he's gonna drop the weight immediately, falling into 4 sets of 3 each leg, body weight, explosive single leg Bulgarian split jumps. So that what that does is isolating each side of the body. And the reason why I like to do a lot of unilateral exercises, because what we do is we want to isolate each side of the body because we have a lot of imbalances that we need to address, and a lot of coaches kind of tend to forget that, and we just focus so much on major compound lifts like barbell squats, deadlifts. Nothing wrong with those, but it's better. The way I look at it, you pair them up to make them more effective. The style of training I like to do is real like complex training, triphasic training. I'm real big on those types of trainings because I feel like if I have an athlete for, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks, I gotta get maximum everything out of them for a small window of time. So I can't do the traditional like periodization. Not saying that stuff's not effective. However, when you have someone for a limited time, you really want to stress as much as you can. You want to keep the body guessing. You want to keep the body primed and prepped and ready to go for the duration and time that you have them. Also, you got to know when to be able to adjust the weight according to the athlete. If it's a pro, most likely guy, he's already strong. He's been doing this stuff since high school, college. Now I try to address imbalances. I try to address what he or she is their weak points. You know, after Mike does these 2 exercises and movements, usually what I like to do is something with a glute. Like I said earlier, a lot of people don't focus on the glutes. I try to have all my athletes do some kind of glute exercises at least 2 to 3 days a week, whether that's a barbell hip thrust, a kettlebell swing, a body weight hip thrust, glute bridge, some kind of a glute exercise 2 to 3 times a week. I like all my athletes do that to get their glutes stronger. A lot of, especially female athletes, I can't stress it enough, a lot of female athletes, that's how they tear their ACL, because they have weak glutes. Weak glutes lead to tight hamstrings. Tight hamstrings leads to a real tight IT band. Then your knee starts messing up, and all kind of other quirks to the knee can mess up. So his next movement he's gonna do is a banded kettlebell swing. All right, so here, this is a banded kettlebell swing with the band added resistance. Again, really stressing and targeting the glutes. I really like to use this movement because, again, notice it's like I look at it like a little puzzle. So everything I like to do, whether it's the trap bar or the kettlebell swing, it puts the athlete in more of a triple extension. Everything, you have to go to triple extension. For Mike, he's a basketball player. He has to be able to get to triple extension in a short, quick amount of time. He's going for a rebound. He's going for a dunk. He's going for a layup. He's got to be there quick. He got to be there explosive. He got to be there a sense of urgency. So here we have a kettlebell swing. That's why we're using a kettlebell swing. I like to mix it up some days. Right here we're doing added resistance, like I said, with a band. Sometimes I might switch it up. We'll go heavy, 4 sets of 4. Sometimes we'll just go for contrast movement. But some kind of a movement with the kettlebell, I always like to utilize at least once a week. Next time I might switch it up. We go to the hip thrust, do a banded hip thrust. We might just do a barbell hip thrust. We might do a single leg hip thrust. Some kind of glute exercise in every leg day I like to put in there. So this next movement he's gonna do a wall sit. He's gonna be on his toes. That's gonna target the soleus. A lot of things I think we all neglect in sports is the soleus. Basketball players, you gotta be able to, when you're taking off, soleus is really important. So right now he's gonna do a wall sit into he's gonna be on his toes. And he's gonna hold this right here for 15 to 20 seconds. I usually like to incorporate this. I know it's very tough, and trust me, them calves gonna be screaming the next day. But to me, I like this movement. It's simple, it's effective, it's relative body strength. And like I said, I recommend if you're a beginner with this, 2 to 3 sets of 15 seconds. So like I said, the next day, your calves is gonna be crying, but it's very effective and getting the soleus is very strong. All right, this handsome devil here, I remember back in the day, I used to have one. We used to do this in high school back 80 years ago. So, no, I'm just fucking with y'all. But we used to do this back in the day. I found this hefty machine, I love it. So much stuff you could do with this. You could do hack squats, you could do calf raises, you could do unilateral, whatever. In this instance, we're gonna do calf raises. So what Mike's gonna do is he's gonna get up under here. He's gonna, I like this, like I said, we gotta hit the calves, right? So he's gonna do neutral, toes out, toes in. And usually I like to do about 3 sets to about 15-ish of each. Toes in, toes out, because you gotta hit all angles of the calf. You can't just hit one part of the calf, you gotta hit all angles. So he's gonna do, first set he'll probably just do 20. Let's go for 20 repetitions. And when he does them, he holds them up, he goes all the way up, pause, back down, hold them all the way up, back down. The next time he's gonna go toes in, then toes out. This is a real effective movement. People neglect the calves. I think a lot of people forget, hey, calves is a part of being explosive. You gotta hit those calves. After we get done with this, our next movement I like to do is hit the hamstrings one more time. My last exercise today for my guy Mike here is a banded good morning. It's super effective, yet to me, I feel like joint friendly. Again, for people who I look at like him, he's at the pro level. I try to like be conservative and think about and be mindful of like how much tension, how much training they're doing. This is a basic band good morning. He's doing, and you can do this however you want. It's different types of ways you can do it. Right now he's just doing for demo purposes, how he's demonstrating what he's doing. It really hits the hamstrings. This time you're hitting the hamstrings in a good way. Again, it's teaching us how to get the hip hinge movement. I'm big on hip hinge movements. The reason why I'm big on that is because usually we do more squat patterns, whether it's front squat, back squat, we're always doing some kind of squat pattern. But again, teaching the body and the pelvis how to get into triple extension and how to do a hip hinge is very, it translates to the court, translate to the football field, soccer, whatever. So I really like using the band good morning in a lot of my programming that I do with all my athletes. So that sums it up today. I gave you guys an in-season demo of what I would do with a basketball player. For more, follow my YouTube, like, subscribe, share with someone who wants more insight on or more of a different perspective on programming. Stay tuned. I'm gonna drop more content. Out.